everybody? It's Talking with Topher. It's episode 268, and it's May 22nd, 2025. And as always, I'm so happy to still be alive. Look, everybody, I don't know about you, but this time is flying by. And I think it's because I'm getting closer to 46. But, man, what is going on with the days, the time? It won't stop, man. It won't stop. It seems like it's going by faster and faster, and I don't know, man. Let's just get into it. So I want to start off by saying thank you to all of my subscribers out there. You're what keeps me coming back week after week. If you're new, remember to subscribe. And of course, you want your opportunity to tell your story or be a guest on this podcast, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. It's the official email of the podcast. Send an audio, video, or type it out. The link tree. It's where you find everything TwT. And don't forget about all the links that are discussed in this video are found in the description below the video. And now with all that out of the way, it has been crazy here. I've had no time for sleep. Like I mentioned last week, we are in the middle of puppy training, and it is a lot. It's a lot. I forgot how much it is. I did it 12 years ago. Or 11, I guess. And yeah, the nipping thing, man. Gotta break the nipping thing. Good golly, Miss Molly, I just cannot stand the nipping. I think that's the worst. I mean, all the chew toys in the world, and still your shoes, your sweatshirt, your hands, I mean, she likes to grab on the beard, my chin beard here. It's so painful. It's so painful, everybody. And I guess she nipped my wife's friend in the nose the other day. Which I thought was funny, dude. All right, check this out, right? I got cameras all over my house, right? Who doesn't these days? And all of a sudden, I'm getting all these notifications, and my phone's blowing up. I'm like, what is going on at my house? And we do share a driveway with neighbors and whatever, so it does have a tendency to go off a lot more than most people's because my driveway is always active, right? And so I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's just the neighbors doing some outside shit, or the kids on the bottom level there outside riding their bikes and having a good old time. So I pull up the video, and I see my wife's friend running to the back of the yard, and she's got the puppy on the leash, and she's running towards the deck, and then she's running to the fence and and I was like, oh. I was like, well, at least they're both getting their exercise. It was so funny to me. I'm like, what is going on? All right, so we're just getting some exercise. We're doing some, what are those called? Are those called suicides? I don't know. Where you do that quick sprint back and forth. Are those suicides? I think they are. Are you even allowed to say that anymore? Am I going to get demonetized before I get monetized for saying that? I'm not talking about the thing that people do to themselves. I'm talking about the exercise that football players do on a field. So I just want to clarify that before anybody starts yelling. Don't yell at me, YouTube. But yeah, so it's just been wild. It's been fun, and time is just flying by. I'm coming up. September is going to be 9 years, everybody. And the thing I wish I had time for the most is my jiu-jitsu. I think that's what I miss the most. This is my 10th year, and it has been garbage. I've made it to class 12 times because of this new position that I'm in. And I will have to say that, I don't get upset about a lot of things anymore. I've learned to control my emotions for the most part. But I will tell you, man, when something takes something away that you love more than anything, you start to really resent that thing. You know what I mean? Whether it's paying the bills or not. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, yeah, I got to get out of here. I got to get back on my jiu-jitsu mats. I need to get back with my teammates. So you have to make tough life decisions when these things happen. I have some great opportunities, and I have some opportunities that I feel are not for me. And I do thank everybody that has been helping me and sending me stuff, not just for the podcast, for life in general. Um, it's not easy to make a decision to start over again. You know what I mean? It's so difficult sometimes. I've been doing this thing for over almost 6 months now. Actually, tomorrow will be 6 months after this recording, and it's just, yeah, I was going to jujitsu two to three times a week. I was doing 9 to 12 sessions a month, and now I think I do like 1 or 2 a month. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And this is where decisions have to be made. You have to figure your life out, and you have to do what's right for you. And you have to, if you're gonna be happy doing something else, but you get to do all the things that make you happy, are you really losing? I know you lose financially. I get that. But is that all we give a shit about today? Is whether or not we can make it financially, or to have this status quo is so important that it should override anything that brings you joy in your life. I've gotten to the point in my life where I don't think I should have to choose between the two. I'm just put in a situation where I do. And until I can find a situation that allows me to have those things back in my life, I just have to kind of deal with it. And I think that's where a lot of us fall apart. Is today it seems like nobody can deal with anything. They can't deal with criticism. They can't deal with having a little fun poked, or it's just everybody is so sensitive today. They're so sensitive. Like, I don't know, man. I've gotten to the point in my life, and when I grew up, I got bullied like nobody's business. I mean, it was terrible. But now I look back at it and I go, well, if I didn't have those things happen to me, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So allowing people not to experience these things, I think, actually is a disservice. I think people need to experience these things. They need to be, unfortunately, treated this way. I think it makes us all stronger. I really do. I know I come from an older time where you would say, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. I still find that to be somewhat true. Kids are supposed to eat dirt and get into stuff and hurt themselves and do stupid things. They're supposed to. They're going to. They're children. But we, as adults, for some reason, think that, like, everything has to be bumper proof, and no obstacles in front of anybody is going to give them an easier life. And I don't know when people are going to start realizing that doesn't give people an easier life. It gives them a more difficult life. And the reason that it becomes more difficult is because they expect this bumper proof, pre-plowed road. And I'm sorry, but that's not life. That's not life. Dealing with a hard situation, dealing with something that you don't like, to maybe acquire something or do something that you do like or love, well, that's the battle. That's the battle that we all fight. And you can't move that obstacle out of anybody's way. You can't do it. Nobody is going to have an easy life. I think we're all going to have a difficult life. I think even the rich and famous have difficult lives because they've been spoon-fed, right? So they don't even know what it's like to have something not given to them or be told no or any of these things. So they grow up thinking that this is the way life is supposed to be. And those people tend to hurt themselves in a way where, they're no longer here. And that's really sad. But it's because they were given something that they couldn't actually be given again in reality. You know what I mean? So their reality is askewed, and when the reality breaks, they break. So are you actually helping by moving all obstacles out of their way? I don't think so. I think at the end of the day, it really can hurt them, whether, however it hurts them. It doesn't always have to be physical. It could be something else. But those kids are eventually going to grow up and have trouble dealing. They're going to have trouble dealing. And that's one of the things that I'm so happy that never happened to me, because to deal with hard things over and over and over and over and over again makes you stronger. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's not easy. This is not easy, everybody. To do what we do on the in and the out and try to catch up and making sure we keep a roof over our head, all these things that we have to do as adults. It's hard. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. It's just like whatever you are trying to do is going to be difficult, because it's going to take discipline to get it done. And if we don't teach them discipline and how to deal with hardships and how to wait it out and acquire patience, then I think you are hurting them more than you're helping them, because when they go out on their own, they're going to have to deal with all this stuff, and now they don't know how. I understand there's probably plenty of people out there that, bought too big of a house, and now the kids can stay at home until they're freaking 52 or whatever. But I don't think that's a way to live life. You don't want to live under your parents' roof forever. You have to get out. You have to do your own thing. And it's not going to be easy. You just got to learn to have patience. And if you're out there dealing with addiction and staying away from it, and every day is a battle, this is just another one of those battles. It's just treat it the exact same way that you treat your addiction, right? You have to look at it through somebody else's eyes. You have to think about it as, well, hey, look, I got this far today. I'll try to do a little bit better tomorrow. It's the same thing I do with my job. I learn something new every day, but I always maintain what I've already learned. So you just keep stacking it, and eventually you get everything, but you're not going to get everything all at once. And I think that's what has been lost today, is just like this instant gratification. There's no patience left, no time for waiting, and I need it now. Well, guess what? Your life is not Amazon Prime, everybody. It's not Amazon Prime. It's not showing up tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I just think that, not having a lot of time left, losing things in my life that I love, and dealing with the situation at hand has really got me thinking that, it's going to take time. It's going to take time, and I have to have patience, and that's where I'm at today. So, let's get into some Topher's theories, everybody. I got some great stuff here. We're going to have some fun. I want to start off with the Jews, everybody. I don't know. I've been looking into this stuff. I've been getting fed a lot of things. And I don't know, but everybody, I don't know. All I know is that the things that are talked about, they are just evil people. And we did all just watch a genocide happen, and we're all kind of like, they're the good guys, right? Because we're on their side. I find this so hard to believe. I think America always sides with the people that will benefit them the most. I really do. I think there's always something afoot, and there's always somebody else who benefits from suffering and misery. And it's not us. But the stuff that is happening today is just wild. But we are going to get into that and more starting now. So, all right, my first one here, just to kind of get started, I thought this was hilarious. I don't understand how you parents out there allow these things to happen. And I've been saying it for a long time. Leave your kids off the phones, okay? They don't need phones. Nobody needs a phone. Man, it's just like, oh no, they need it. They need it. No, they don't need it. You need it. You need it so they'll shut up. But what you're doing is you're ruining them, and you're allowing them to make mistakes like this. My suckers are here. Kentucky boy orders 70,000 lollipops while playing with mom's phone. 70,000? And of course, they had to be Dum Dums, right? I mean, this is just crazy, dude. I would be losing my shit.
A Dum Dum drop at Holly LaFavor's front door via Amazon. 70,000 suckers on the porch. LaFavor says her son made the purchase on her Amazon app. She says she tried to stop the order before it came to her house, but it was too late. And then she checked her bank account.
I just panicked, and then when I saw what the number was, I just about fainted.
She's on the hook for more than $4,000. The order was so large, she's had to put some of it in her garage.
This was just a fluke thing that happened.
LaFavor says her 8-year-old son Liam got her phone and made the purchase of 30 cases of suckers. Liam has developmental delays and was born with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. She says the condition affects his decision making.
He told me that he wanted to have a carnival, and he was ordering the Dum Dums as prizes for his carnival. So, you know, again, he was being friendly, he was being kind to his friends.
To make matters worse, she says 8 of the 30 cases were unaccounted for. She had to go to the post office to rectify the situation.
The packages that were, the 8 that are missing were actually scanned in here as being rejected.
LaFavor says those 8 cases were returned to sender, and she hopes she can at least get that portion of her money back.
This is Holly LaFavor's. How are you?
She says Amazon delivered the other 22 cases. LaFavor's had trouble getting in contact with Amazon for a refund, but we were able to help her make a connection.
I was told that you might be able to assist me with the issue that I'm having with Amazon.
Amazon took her information and said they'd look into her claim.
Oh, I am so appreciative of the help.
For now, she has cases of suckers she doesn't want, but her favorite flavor, blue raspberry, is inside. Any thoughts on taking just one?
No. I know how expensive that box is, and I am not tempted to crack it open.
That's crazy. And, you know, this is the problem with automation and not having people to call anymore. You know, when something like this happens. Now, the developmental issues that this child has, I mean, is that the focus? So that's why he made the mistake? Like, we're just like, oh, yeah, he's a little slow. He's a little slow, and he really wanted to make a carnival for himself. So, you know, we're just gonna, you know, I just got to keep fighting with Amazon, try and get my $4,000 back. Holy shit. Holy shit, what was he going to charge for a mission? You only had Dum Dums, you already spent $4,000. Whew. I'm just saying, everybody, you don't need to give your kids the phones. You don't need to do it. There's no reason to give them a phone today. Get them outside. Get them playing. I know video games are a way to make money. I get that. You can't deny it anymore. Get them off the video games. Get them off the phones. Get them outside. Get them off the TVs. That's a problem with society today. Everything is done digitally. These kids don't even know how to communicate with each other anymore. You know, they get this anxiety, you know, in front of each other. It's so weird. I don't understand it. But this is crazy. Take the phones away from your children, everybody, or you could wind up with a porch full of Dum Dums. You dum-dum. You dum-dum. All right, so right here, the last pope is coming, everybody. So this is it. And he's American. What? How did we get an American Pope? Everybody's pissed about it. But what I know about the Pope, or so I've looked into, and what I've seen is that these pictures magically develop themselves. And supposedly, the last Pope hadn't fully developed, and it's when it develops itself, right, because it was a blank canvas that supposedly develops who our next Pope is, it was an American? And now everybody's like, it's the last Pope. Wait a minute. So now, if we have only one Pope left, it's now the end of the world as well? All right, everybody. Why do you want the world to end? Like, I get it. I've said it a million times. I don't care if the world ends today. But it's a figure of speech. It's not reality. And if the Pope is the last Pope, well, isn't that a good thing? You know? I don't know. I think the Vatican is a very, very dirty place. I think it's all full of people that don't deserve to breathe anymore, is what I'll say. And, why are they buying up all the gold? What do they know that we don't know? What are they hiding from us? You know what I mean? Like, it's shady. It's shady. And this is why I think this way about religion, because it is. It's super shady, man. When people want you to believe what they believe without question, that's when I go, I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
This is the Vatican's forbidden prophecy, and it warns of the world's end. Hidden deep within the Vatican's secret vaults is a mysterious wall covered with images of every pope in history. But this isn't just a display of portraits. It's a dire prediction. According to ancient tales, when the last space on the wall is filled, the world will meet its doom. For centuries, the Vatican denied this prophecy even existed. But in 2023, a leaked document exposed the truth. The wall is real, and only one spot remains empty. The current Pope, Francis, is the 266th Pope. The prophecy states that the 267th will be the final one. But here's where it gets spine-chilling. The wall doesn't just show pictures of the popes, it reveals how each one will die. Some portraits are serene, showing popes deep in prayer. Others are horrifying, popes consumed by fire, struck by lightning, or worse. The last spot on the wall is blank, except for two words carved in Latin, Finis Mundi. It translates to the end of the world. In 2023, a Vatican insider revealed that the final image has already started to form. It depicts a pope standing before a crumbling Vatican with a colossal wave looming in the background. The insider also shared that the Vatican has been preparing for this moment for centuries. Deep beneath St. Peter's Basilica, they've constructed a hidden bunker stocked with ancient relics, sacred texts, and enough supplies to survive for decades. But the most unsettling detail? The bunker contains a countdown clock, and it's already ticking down.
It's got a countdown clock? It's got a countdown clock, everybody. Holy shit. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Is this real or is this fake? I don't know. I don't know. But is this our last Pope? And if it is, who cares? Who cares? I don't know. I don't care. I mean, what? Everything's going to crumble and fall apart. Supposedly, we only got till 2020 or 2030 or something. I don't know. I don't know if any of this is real, everybody, but man, it is very interesting, isn't it? What if the Pope is the end of the world? What if this is the last Pope and it just happens to be an American Pope? But then they're also saying that Trump is our last president. So are we on the last of everything? Or is this going to be just like, the end of the world, Y2K, and then the Mayan calendar? Which everybody's like, well, the Mayan calendar was wrong because it was only 360 some odd days, blah, 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 with 365. So technically, Mayan calendar doesn't end until 2027. Oh. So now I got till 2027 or 2030. Or you guys just can't stop making up a story to have the world end. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like it's just this continuous thing where you're like, nope, the world's ending again. The world's ending again. The world is going to end. I think you're just hopeful for it, and you want to see the world end before you perish. Now, a little bit more on the Pope and the demon side of things, which is very interesting because supposedly, you know, they believe in God or whatever, you know, but it seems like they worship Satan. Just saying. I didn't say this. Somebody else did. But I think it's interesting because I do think of them as evil people. Anybody who takes somebody who does things to little people and then they just go, oh, we'll put you over here, instead of dealing with that problem, are evil people. And that's why I find this to be somewhat true. Okay, well, I can't play the music on this one. So, all right, what they're going to be showing you is they're showing you a picture of the Pope. They show his staff right here, which at the top of it kind of breaks open into a Y. And there's like some type of nail connecting the two pieces there. And what we're seeing is that he's looking at it. He's looking at the staff. It's always about the staff. So he opens up his thing. It says, which Lord? And then you have the staff on the devil is the same as the staff for the Pope. And he does have that staff over and over and over again. Sculpture of devil at Zumanakis Museum. And they show that staff again. Satan's church. And then they show the devil with that staff again. Anton Lavey, founder of the Church of Satan. See the symbol? It's the same as the Vatican, same as the popes, the Satan staff. I'm not sure why he's playing with his necklace. Did anybody see this at the Vatican and stuff? The upside down crosses? What is that all about? Batamope is a symbol of the devil. Oh, the snake. Really? And that's the symbol that's on his staff, everybody. So it's just interesting to me because when I look at these things and see the similarities in the evil things, and then we're looking at the good things, and they have all the stuff that the evil things, or at least that they deemed evil, have. Which makes me think that they're Satan worshipers and not believers in God or Christ, which is why they do the things that they do, because they feel like they can, right? And that's what I think it boils down to at the end of the day. These people think they can get away with anything, and unfortunately, our government and our political parties allow this to happen because, you know, we say they're the good guys, right? They're the good guys. They're the good guys, right? Yes, because, you know, all the other people we say are the good guys are doing such good things, right? No, I do believe that a lot of the stuff that all of them do is evil. Evil, evil, evil. All right, Project Sunstreak. Anybody hear of this? I haven't. Let's check it out.
I want to talk about this, Project Sunstreak, because I thought it was fake until I went on the CIA.gov and I was like, what am I looking at? On December 5th, 1988, this one man was to find the Ark of the Covenant. What he saw, this is what he said about the Ark of the Covenant. Target is in a container and is decorated with seraphim. Target is located somewhere in the Middle East, as the language spoken by individuals seem to be Arabic. The target is hidden underground. It has something to do with ceremony, memory, and the resurrection.
What?
There is an aspect of spirituality, lessons, and historical knowledge far beyond what we know. The target is protected by entities. This container cannot be opened until the time is deemed correct. Individuals opening the container by prying or striking are destroyed by the container's protectors through the use of a power unknown to us. That is a CIA document.
That's the craziest thing
What?
I've ever heard, dude. Entities?
It's protected by entities.
Man.
What the hell was that, everybody? What are you talking about? So the Ark is real? The Ark is real. And you will get strucken down by the powers that are protecting it if you try to open it. And it's somewhere in the Middle East, so it's real? I thought that was just a prop on Indiana Jones. Right? Does everybody remember that? Was that the... I don't even remember which one it was. I think it was the second one, right? I think it was the second Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, maybe, with the Nazis and stuff. And they want to open up the thing, and the guy opens it up, and the spirits come out, and they, like, melt him, and, you know, all that good stuff. If anybody watches some old flicks, that's a good one. But I don't know, man. Like, it's real. It's really real. This thing exists. And one day, somebody is going to be able to open it. Okay. What happens when that one person that can open it opens it? Is it like Pandora's box? Are demons going to fly out and take over the world? Do we keep talking about the end of the world here, huh? Man, I just feel like I'm on a path to prove to you that everything's ending. And I'm actually on the opposite side of this. I don't believe it's ending. I believe it's only beginning, everybody. This is going to happen for a long time. But I think what we're going to do as humans is we're going to constantly say that it's coming to an end because we don't feel like this could go on forever like it has been. It's going to go on forever without us. It's going to go on forever with us. It doesn't matter. Like, this planet doesn't care if we're here. It really doesn't. And I did say that the planet would die without endless power. Without power, the planet would die. And people were like, no, that's not true. Humans would die, not the planet. All right, everybody. I know that. All right. So I didn't use my words quite properly. I gotcha. That's what I meant, you know? So let me say what I meant. Without power, we will all die. Our planet will go on without us just fine. It will. It will. Real footage from CBS in 1966. The proof is undeniable, dude. This stuff is so funny. These old videos that keep popping up from Hollywood. Dude, this is wild shit, man.
And that radio command link. That's it. That's it. Add it in, but it wouldn't snap down. Okay. Add it in. Actually, it's a link along that tether line you see there, 25 feet.
Does that look real to you? Nope, not at all. Oh, man, we were really pulling some shenanigans back then, weren't we? You see this shit today, and you're like, dude, this is so far from real. This is so fucking fake. It's crazy, dude. But that was the space race, everybody. We had to get there first, and we were the best at making magic happen, right? We were the best at making magic happen, and we made ourselves the winners of the space race. And that's what kept us, I believe, kind of out of that Cold War, you know? So I don't think it was done maliciously, but it was done. So you can't deny that you lied to win. So let's just admit that you lied to win. And then why don't you just be upfront with us where you are today, right? Because we're no closer to actually getting to the moon. But yet, we're going to send people to Mars. We can't even get to the moon. But we're going to send people to Mars. Really? Come on. All we're really trying to do is take down the firmament, and you know it. Let's check this out. Subtle heads up we missed in 1993. Oh, I missed a warning in 1993? Well, let's find out what this warning is.
They want to enslave your child, your wife, your mother. There isn't anything that you ever had. There isn't anything that you own. There isn't any right that you possess that they're not planning on taking away. Sheeple. Your sheeple. And your children are going to be slaughtered if you go along with the program. It's time to wake the town and tell the sheeple. We are being led like sheep to the slaughter. What is the purpose? A new world order. The United States of America is controlled by this evil archy. They control the money system. They control the State Department. They control the presidency.
So they have a plan to give us a new age world global occultic religion. They're going to have been deceived so greatly that they'll actually think it's something good. In fact, the whole New Age movement, the New World Order crowd is telling people that the 666 mark of the beast is the most elite thing that could ever happen to them.
No cash. Cashless society. It's ready to go. Disease could be created. In essence, this is what he was saying.
We have new strains of virtually everything that's drug resistant or drug free.
I'm not worried about the old diseases. I'm worried about the ones that they create to bring down the population of the world. They simply want to exterminate them, but that they consider them to be useless eaters.
Words are very important to the Illuminati. These things are manufactured purposely for a purpose. And so I'm saying that there is something organized and directed, and it's here in this country.
Future shocker, biochip. And this is what Anthony showed you earlier, a biochip. That's an injectable computer chip, an economic mark in the back of our right hands or in our foreheads.
You've got a choice. You can join in this fight, or you can die as a slave.
Ooh, that was in 1993, everybody. 1993. These people are so patient, right? And we're talking about patience today because nobody in the world has it, right? Guess who has it? These people. Anybody who wants to get ahead, anybody who wants to take over or rule, they've all got massive patience. I mean, look at China. China has been wanting to take over America for decades. These guys are still plotting that today, I believe. I don't think they ever gave up on it. It's like one of their world dreams, I believe. They've been waiting decades, and they're going to wait decades more. They will wait until they've gotten us to a position where we can't defend ourselves, and then they will attack. This is why I say, like, you have to deal with hard things in your life, because if you don't, these things seem hard. This is not hard. This is fun. This is entertainment. This is silliness. Okay? This isn't what you should be actually worried about in your life. What you should be worried about is whether or not you're happy and doing your everyday in and out shit. And you should be doing things that fulfill your life and make you happy. At least I hope we all get the opportunity to do that. But if you are actually like tied up in this end of the world, no best case scenario type of thing, you're just doing yourself a disservice, and you are doing exactly what they want you to do. They want you to feel that way so that when they come in and go, hey, we've got something to make you happy, you're going to go, yes, finally. And that is how they're going to get you. Where a lot of us, I do still believe, would go, I don't want what you're giving me. It's toxic. It's tainted. It's not good for me. So I don't want it. And there's still enough of us out there today that feel this way, that this is why they continuously keep pushing their narrative of, we have got the answers, we can help you, we can make your life better. Because as long as they keep pushing that over and over and over again, as generations go down, as new generations come in, it's easier and easier to get more and more people on their side, which one day will make a weak population that our government can eventually take over. So they are taking a play out of China's handbook, and they're doing it to all of us. And it's going to take a long time, but I do believe if they're patient enough, they could pull it off, you know? Just like one day I do believe if China was patient enough, they could pull it off. But the key is having the patience and waiting until something actually is ready to go off. And I mean, the patience on, some of these people in government is it's crazy. They are willing to die and pass it off to the next person, and in hopes that they're going to follow the same path that they were already on, and just to get this to happen, you know? So that's patience, everybody. Like, where you don't even get to finish it, you have to die first and pass off. Be like, okay, we made it this far. It's now up to you. I took us as far as we could go. If that's not patience, people, I don't know what is. You know what I mean? So we all need to have more patience today. It's going to get us further in the long run. So did anybody see the Vegas ball? This enormous light up globe thing that Vegas put in. It can do messages. It looks like water fountains. It looks like the Epcot Center ball. I mean, it's an amazing structure, I guess, is what you could call it, that has amazing digital capabilities. But I guess somebody decided to record it and then play it back in a slower speed so that they could actually see everything that it was writing and saying. And it wasn't actually saying anything, but it was a word. You read it. And this is kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy. I don't know if it was doctored, but even if it was, I mean, would you not expect them to do something like this? You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, you can sit there and be like, yeah, well, this is doctored, this was made up, and that's fine. I might be showing you something that is. But what if this is not doctored and this thing is really putting out like subliminal messages? I don't know. Could they be using it to help with the program? You know what I mean? I think everything is kind of program related in a sense. The end result of everything will be full, total control. You will be happy and you will have nothing. That is still my message today. That is still what they are trying to acquire today. And I am trying to help anybody who is even remotely leaning towards, oh, well, these are good. This is all good for me. This is what I want to wake you up from. No, it's not good for you. Think for yourself. This stuff is terrible. Let's check this out.
The Las Vegas Sphere was recorded and played in slow motion, and what it revealed was eerie. Watch this.
Everything you know is wrong. Horror, Japan, chaos, everything. Death is inevitable. I kill baby. Squabbable. IYKYK. Fix. Autobahn. Meme. War, social media is the Antichrist. Bloody kids, trash.
Some believe the sphere isn't just for entertainment. Whoa. It's a mass experiment in visual frequency manipulation. At certain speeds, hidden imagery appears, symbols tied to secret societies, mind control, or even mass conditioning. So,
squabble. You know, I really want to know, what is IYKYK? What is that? What does that mean? I don't know. You kids out there today know more about this fucking abbreviation shit than I do. What is IYKYK? What does that mean? I can't figure it out. I'm too fucking old for this shit. When my nephew talks to me in just letters, I'm like, what are you trying to say? And he's like, you don't know that this says this? No, because you didn't say that. You wrote a bunch of letters with no vowels, you lazy shit. What are you talking about? By the way, Ace, happy 18th birthday. I can't believe he's fucking 18, dude. Oh, my God. I've known him since he was born. Fuck. And now he's 18, and he turned me into a great uncle, you little shit. But what does that mean? And those subliminal messages are very interesting. I actually wanted to see the very last frame of that. There was a red word in there that I couldn't read, and I really wanted to read it. Trash. Why did that word show up? Mom. It says mom. Wow. What the hell kind of a message is that? So the very last two words on the sphere were trash and mom. Dude, that's dark. That is dark. So we are trying, or they are trying, because 5G, right? 5G. So when they send out that signal, it's going to do something. We're all going to bleed from an orifice or something. I don't know. All part of the master plan with this new virus I talked about last week that I can't remember the name. And then they were talking about noises and vibrations that could cause certain things to happen. We're all programmed when a certain noise goes off to fall into a trance. And then they're going to flash words, and somehow these words are going to set us off in a sense. So all some type of programming for us to eventually either be put into a situation that we didn't know we were going to get into, or give the government full control over us. If this was to happen, then, their programming would have to work. And as long as we are out here and we are talking and we are going over things and we are exposing them, I'm hoping there's less and less people that could fall into this category of being put into a trance, I'm going to call it. But wild stuff, man. Now I want to go there. I don't really want to go to Vegas, but I want to go there and see that ball. I want to record it myself, I want to record it myself and see what it actually says. Next, erase a people's past and you control their future. George Orwell. A thread unmasking the deceptions, the rewrote of our past. Tartaria, a civilization lost in the resets. Is this real, everybody? Is the Tartarians actually a real thing? Because look at this. They had cars on like hot air balloons, right? Everything for traveling was done with hot air balloons. Why? These massive structures, man, that are supposedly under us is wild to think about. I mean, are you seeing these pictures? This shit is massive. Massive. How did this exist? We can't even build something like this today.
The Rothschilds destroyed Tartaria. Please, let me explain. Their timeline is exactly the same as the reset. Take a look at this. If you look at the Rothschilds timeline, it's the same as the Great Reset in 1776. Look at this, guys. It's uncanny. When the Rothschilds were becoming established, it's exactly the same time as when Tartaria was on their downfall and the reset was happening. Has anyone ever looked at this? It's obvious, guys. Again, in 1776, it's the same timeline as the Rothschilds timeline. When they were coming into power, it was the same time as the Great Reset, guys, and the mud floods. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Also, this is the Rothschilds' humble abode. Look at the etheric technology on the top. I think they were a Tatarian family, and they took over, and they knew exactly what was happening, so they made a new world order. Also, the Rothschilds are connected to the Oddfellows. The Oddfellows were in charge of all the orphanages through the reset, and the Cabbage Patch Kids. Bit weird, yeah? Also, the Rothschilds funded all the wars, and the wars were only there to destroy all of the old world architecture, guys. Ain't it really adding up now? Understand? And last but not least, the Rothschilds loaned £400,000 back in 1850s. Today, that would be 4.7 billion to the Catholic Church. Come on, guys.
That's crazy.
From old world to new world, can't you see? And they also destroyed all of the world fairs.
That's crazy, bro. So what you're telling me is that the Rothschilds were Tartarians that turned on Tartarians and took over? What? And so if we go back into our past in 1776, we were having colossal mud floods and storms, and they funded the wars to help destroy all the Tatarian structures. Could this be fucking true, guys? Could it? Because that would be wild. That these people are even more evil than we ever thought they could be. That they completely turned on their own, destroyed them, everything that they knew, everything that they had, just so that they could change the world to what they wanted. Is it possible? I mean, did Genghis Khan have the biggest effect on the carbon footprint on the planet ever? Supposedly he did. So, if he could do something like that, who's to say something like this didn't happen? Right? I don't know, man. That's wild. That's wild. Wow. They actually turned on themselves. Terrible, and that's usually what happens. Hey, would you want to live in an earth scraper? Do you know what an earth scraper is? This is crazy, dude. Crazy. It is wild. Okay. So, you know how we have giant bunkers underground. Military, Antarctica, all over the place. Our military has been digging underground. We have been digging underground forever. All right, everybody wants to have a bunker, and we're always talking about, well, if we're not on the top, we got to go underneath. That's where we'll be safe, which is so weird. Are we not turning ourselves into ants at this point? It's crazy. It's so crazy to me. But someone invented an earth scraper, which is, I'm going to say, interesting. They're saying it's truly a genius. Now, I don't know how well this would actually do, but I'll show you the video and then we'll discuss it. It is very neat. I just don't know how well it's going to do. But what are we going to lean on here? Are we going to go earth scraper, or are we going to go 15-minute cities? Or are we just going to do it all, and when the end of the world comes, whatever one survives was the winner, right? But me personally, I got my own theory. This is so neat, though.
The person who invented the earth scraper is truly a genius. To address the shortage of land resources, the designer came up with the idea of an underground world. First, engineers need to dig a giant pit 300 meters deep in the city center. Then, within the pit, they build an inverted pyramid structure. The entire building has 85 floors and can accommodate up to 100,000 people. This inverted pyramid design allows each floor's residents to receive sunlight. The top of the building is covered by a huge glass dome, which also serves as a public square for nearby residents. In addition to residential areas, the designer thoughtfully includes museums, offices, shopping streets, parks, and more, creating an underground life experience identical to life on the surface. At this point, you might wonder, what would happen if there's an earthquake or a flood? In fact, earth scrapers can significantly reduce the damage caused by earthquakes and tornadoes. However, the challenge of how to evacuate 100,000 residents in the event of a flood or fire remains an unsolved problem. Therefore, the concept of earth scrapers has not yet been realized. If this concept becomes a reality one day in the future, would you live there?
No, God damn it. No, I'm not living there. Nope, not doing it. No. What do you mean? It can fill it with water? What? No. Hey, fix that first. And, oh no, we don't know how to evacuate anybody if there's a fire. There's going to be 100,000 people there. There's going to be a fire, guys. We should probably figure out how to put out the fire and stop the flooding first. Otherwise, terrible idea. You got 100,000 people in this thing, and now they've all just drowned or burned to death. That's crazy town. Although, very, very cool design, though, isn't it? It's like an upside-down pyramid. And who gets to live on the very bottom floor? Well, I bet you I'd be on that bottom floor, right? Because you know that's what's going to happen. All the richy riches get to live towards the top, and all of us get to live on the fucking bottom of that damn thing, right? And you're going to have chaos. You're going to have chaos. Everybody's going to be like, well, I live on level 85, and I'm just going to let you know, I know, Tom, you're new to the building. I get it. That's great. Welcome. You're on level 80, right? Never go below 42. After 42, when it gets down there, it gets dangerous, Tom. Don't go down to level 42 or below. You got to stay where you're at. Like, that's what it's going to be. When is it not like that, right? When is it not like that? Everything will be nice and new and pretty, but then you're going to move all the people in, and they're going to bring all their troubles, their angst, what they like, what they think is right or wrong, and they're going to bring it all into that thing. And it actually makes me think of the opposites, the polar opposites. Anybody see that cartoon? And they're aliens, they land on Earth, and the kid aliens, which are not actually kids, they're just stuck at their size or something. But they take people and they shrink them, and then they put them in their wall, and their wall has got all kinds of levels, and the people live in the wall. They and certain levels, were the lower levels that got flooded or burned, or they had a fight and people were murdered in it, and everybody had to move up. And then you didn't go down to the bottom level unless you wanted to, die, basically, because it was, flooded, full of rats, and spiders, of course, are like 5 times the size because you are shrunken, you're miniature. Like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids type of situation is exactly what it was like. That's what this reminds me of, that you would be like, there's going to be levels, there's going to be structure, and if you live on 1 to 42, you're not allowed 43 to 60, and then 60 is not allowed, to 70 or 80. Like, it's going to be segregated. It always is. It never turns out to be a full-on blend of everybody on any level living on certain things. They're going to segregate it. They always do. But I would not want to live there, because flooding and fire are the 2 ways I do not want to die. So I'm not getting in one of those earth scrapers, as they call it. Pretty cool, though. Now, this is mind-blowing. Joe Rogan, Kids Wish Network. They raised $127 million. They paid to solicitors $109 million. They spent a percentage of direct cash. Aid to the actual kids is only 2.5%. Look at the Cancer Fund for America. Less than 1% went to the actual thing. Now, he has been talking about this forever. I've been listening to him for 13 fucking years now. And this has been going on forever. This is why most people don't donate to charities anymore, because this is what these scumbags are doing. Now, let's take a look at this 23-second clip. And, I mean, it bothers me so much that these people are like, yes, charities, we're nonprofits. Yet, they make all the money, man. It's ridiculous. I don't think there should be a nonprofit anymore. Sorry, it's the way I think.
Kids Wish Network, look at this. They raised $127 million. They paid to solicitors $109 million, and they spent percentage on direct cash aid to the actual kids is 2.5%. 2.5%. Look at the Cancer Fund of America. Less than 1% went to the actual thing. Kids Wish Network. Look at this.
That is absolutely terrible. It's terrible. 2.5% of $18 million is what the kids got. $18 million. Out of $127 million, they gave the actual foundation $18 million. They gave solicitors $109 million. What the fuck is wrong with these people? What is wrong with the people that donate to this? And why is nobody looking at these numbers and going, hey, what are you doing? We are not allowing you as a nonprofit to make profit. Right? It's just so corrupt. It's always so corrupt. And every time you try to make it right or do, they just beat that down. They hide that. They suppress it. And they make it so that you don't look at it anymore. And it's like, no, we have to keep looking at this. Charities and nonprofits today are profiting every day. We need to make it stop. That's why I say the church should have to pay taxes. They should not be nonprofit. This is ridiculous. And look at these nonprofits here, okay? The list is very blurry, but you can go find the list yourself. It's the 50 worst ranked by money blown on soliciting costs. So go ahead and look that up. You're going to find all of these top 10 charities that are making hundreds of millions of dollars, and yet the actual charity that they're raising these hundreds of millions of dollars for are getting a drop in the bucket. Why do you think we can't get anything done? Why do you think we can't end homelessness or end anything that is going on that is terrible for all of us in this country? Because we allow these fucking people to line their pockets every single time. And until that stops, this is just the way it's going to be. It's really, really sad. It's really sad. All right, I love this lady. I think she's got a lot of good things to say, and she wants to wake us all up. Emergency. The UN has just made the mark of the beast mandatory. Let's get into it, lady. Tell me about it, please.
Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Sheri Tenpenny, and I want to do a quick update about a document that got passed by the United Nations this weekend called the Pact of the Future document. It's two parts, one on science and technology and one about the youth and future generations. It is quite egregious, and it was done by a procedure called the silence procedure, which makes it a pact. And if no one objected, it is automatically adopted and put into the record as being completely adopted. This is the World Health Organization's runaround, or end around. Since they were not able to get the World Health Organization treaty passed, they decided to take it to the General Assembly. And it is even more egregious than what the World Health Organization was wanting to get passed. Let me just read you something really quickly about what is inside of this pact that is now being accepted by 193 nations around the world and equally open-armed accepted by our current administration. It says that this...
See, that part really surprises me that, our administration is even remotely agreeing with anybody else at this point. I really thought, I thought there was going to be a lot more change than there has been. Let's put it that way.
Is the power structure fully digital and maximized for the control of the masses. Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen. So anytime you hear global citizen or anytime you hear sustainability, think that this is an egregious thing that's happening at the level of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Anyone that has a dissonant opinion will be labeled as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation and memory hold. Perpetrators for unapproved information will be fact-checked and punished by the system, which will be operated and enforced by artificial intelligence. Punishments will include being locked out of one's bank account, being unable to make certain purchases, unable to get on an airplane, on a subway, drive on public roads. This is the future, according to the world's self-appointed overlords at the United Nations. These are unelected bureaucrats that are making decisions about our country, our sovereignty around the world. Nothing could be more important at this point in time than to get prepared. Have water, food, digital access, flashlights, a way to communicate with family and friends. Now is really the time to get involved and get prepared, because this is what's coming. Our Congress is sitting on its hands.
Would it not be funny if, like, that was, like, a plane or whatever, and it just, all of a sudden, it's just, boom! And fucking, like, her house blows up because they were, like, you know what I mean? And, like, that was just the end of the video. That would be so wild to me. Sorry, I just kind of got a little ADD there.
There was a press conference on the 17th about this, and no further action has been taken. So it's up to us to mobilize and to go forward, particularly with your local sheriffs, to get your constitutional sheriffs to say, this isn't going to be allowed in my county. Thank you very much. Take action. We've been talking about the onset of one world order, one world government, one world religion, one world money for a long time. Well, it's no longer coming. It's here.
That is crazy. I'm telling you, everybody, this is what they want. This is where they're going with it. This is the end goal. I don't know why. I can't even imagine why. I am completely lost why anybody feels a particular way about running the whole goddamn world. It just seems stupid to me. But if it's the Rothschilds, if it's, you know, all these people that have been completely tearing down and hiding our past and making our future, well, then it's all being done by design. Because why? Because it feeds their pockets. That's what's going to be the end result from this. They want to be the ultimate power. Aren't the Rothschilds the ultimate power anyways? Aren't they the most, like, aren't they the richest, most feared family ever? I mean, I haven't heard of a family more evil than the Rothschilds, except for who are the ones that Purdue. What was that family again? Purdue was pretty bad, you know, with the fucking painkillers and shit and getting our entire fucking world addicted to these damn things. And now anytime anybody I know has been prescribed them, I get so worried that there's an opportunity for them to fall down a rabbit hole they didn't even know existed because the doctor gave them a fucking script, you know? So I think of them as still like one of the most evil, disgusting families that we've ever dealt with. But the Rothschilds, if they get what they want, man, it just benefits them. It doesn't benefit any of us, but then it gives them complete and absolute control over the world, which I guess if that's your goal in life, I hope you achieve it. Just like I hope I achieve my goal of one day being able to go back to jiu-jitsu and financially be somewhat stable in my life again. That would be nice. I would like to do that. So if I can make my goals, I guess you could too. Fucking crazy people. Now, lasers, everybody. Lasers being fired down from the sky, causing all kinds of havoc. Why would they fire a laser beam onto the road? I don't know.
Did they fire a laser beam onto a road full of cars? Watch closely. Someone heard an explosion and then captured this.
So we're just looking at the street, and all of a sudden, you're going to see a beam. Look at it. Did you see that beam? The fuck was that?
You might assume it's some kind of test or accident, but why target a busy highway? So,
do we not have the capability of doing this? I think we do, everybody. I mean, that plane with that laser, we've seen it how many times now in the last 3 years? I've brought it up numerous amounts of times. Now, why would they do this on a busy highway and just unleash chaos? I don't know. Part of their plan is to have chaos, right? They want panic. They want you to feel like you need them. So if they cause, oh, it's an alien attack, everybody. Now we all got to band together because the aliens are attacking. But once we band together, this is it, everybody. This is where we stay. Once we beat those aliens, we're going to do things this way. And they're going to create this whole thing, right? Where aliens come down, because aliens aren't real. No, space isn't real. Aliens aren't real, right? They're demons and angels, which are also not real. So anyways, nothing's real. It's all fake. This is why this is all for entertainment. But if they were to cause an alien invasion, get everybody on board. Hey, we got to fight the aliens. No, not just us. Everybody. We're all doomed. The whole world's doomed. We all have to work together. Then we all work together. Hey, look, we're all working together. Let's just have one currency, this, that. We're all going to live under the same law and order. It's going to be much easier because if we just do this, well, we'll be that much stronger against the aliens if they were ever attack again. But they never attacked in the first place. You set it up to be an alien attack, and now you got exactly what you wanted. One world order, one world currency. You will have nothing, and you will be happy. Yep, that's what they want, everybody. All right, so these ones are a little bit more fun, and this is more poking at my age. But I thought this was really funny because it really does remind me of the things that we had when we were kids. Okay, so I can't play the music on this. My kids asked if we got bored in the 80s without technology. In the 80s, we had VHS. Before the internet, boredom made us creative, reckless, and free. Our version of texting, I remember those. We flirted with tinnitus. Yeah. We used to do the prepping for chaos. Before Nerf, there was a football. When we aimed high, literally sticking pens in the ceiling. We called that therapy. Yep. Peak sensory satisfaction. No one knew about this, but we all drew it, which is very true. This was our multiplier here. We covered books with brown bags, then made them art. Powered by Kool-Aid, our version of incognito mode. The taste of childhood, the garden hose, everybody. This is how we broke at 13. Our version of VR. Craft dinner. Oh my God. The original party bus. Yes. So, I mean, yeah, when you look at this stuff, I know it's all old shit. But man, that's how it was. We didn't have this technology that we have today. And I think we're better people because of it. Not because I think I'm better than you are. Don't take that wrong. But I think I'm more resilient. I think I can do more than most people growing up today. It's really easy for me to walk up to somebody and have a conversation. So if you struggle with that, I'm already doing better than you. That's what I'm talking about right now. You're not putting yourself out there because you're afraid and I'm full of anxiety. Anxiety is fake, right? We are all full of anxiety. We're anxious about everything every day. What you need to do with that anxiety is tame it, understand it, and live with it. Because when you're feeling anxious about a test, that's fake. That is fucking fake. Don't worry about the test. Just take the test. Now, when you have anxiety about being in a dangerous situation, you might want to listen to that. But you gotta be able to differentiate between the two. You gotta be able to live with these feelings and not take medications to get over them. But boredom led to creativity. We used to go outside and build shit, do things. Go outside and build something. Get off the phones. That's it, everybody. This is it. Our movies are coming to life. Are you ready for the first humanoid AI cop? Robo-cop? Shocked the internet, everybody. Look, I don't know. This stuff is crazy to me. But if we actually did make a humanoid law enforcement, how long before we put a human brain into it and we actually have a freaking RoboCop for real? I don't know what movie or Skynet or which one's going to be the end of us, right? But one of these companies is eventually going to make something that we cannot turn back from.
All right, let's kick things off in central Thailand, where the Songkran Festival turns the city into a massive water-throwing extravaganza for the Thai New Year. On April 17th, 2025, the Royal Thai Police unveiled Pol Kol Nakhon Pathom Plod Pai, which literally means Nakhon Pathom is safe. But it's not a person, it's a RoboCop-style AI police Cyborg 1.0.
No.
Picture a towering uniformed robot officer standing guard on Tansen Road in the Muang district of Nakhon Pathom province, decked out in the same dark blue garb you'd see on any local cop.
Oh.
This thing is stationary for now, but it's anything but passive. It's fitted with smart 360-degree cameras that don't just roll tape, they feed live footage into an AI system. That system pulls in video from nearby CCTV and even drone surveillance, then runs it all through onboard video analytics chips. Everything loops back to the province's command and control center, so if anything sketchy happens, human officers get real-time alerts. And like, these aren't basic motion detectors. We're talking facial recognition that can flag individuals on a blacklist, suspect tracking that follows you through the crowd, and advanced searches based on, get this, clothing color, body type, even gender. It can also spot blades, wooden sticks, and things that look like weapons, but it smartly ignores water guns because, well, that's the whole point of Songkran, right? Last but not least, it monitors behavior for anything violent or disruptive. Fighting, shoving, that sort of thing. This project is a collaboration between Provincial Police Region 7, Nakhon Pathom Provincial Police, and the Nakhon Pathom Municipality. According to the RTP's Facebook post, they're hoping this marks a new era of tech-enhanced public safety at big events.
Bullshit.
And it's not alone. Back in March, Shenzhen, China rolled out humanoid patrol robots that can interact with pedestrians and follow voice commands. So it looks like Asia is in a full-blown AI policing arms race.
Wow. All right, everybody. Holy crap. I love how they always advertise it too. They're like, this is going to help protect you. It's going to keep you safe. The fuck it is. The fuck it is. It is going to put us in a control. That robot is not going to be able to be stopped. I mean, think about it. If somebody was actually like coming in there hot with a gun, things were popping off, whatever, that robot, I mean, did they design it to, get shot at? So maybe they tucked or protected its innards so if it gets shot, it doesn't get damaged. Or if it get hit, you know what I mean? Like, what is that thing made out of? How capable are you of disarming it or dismantling it? I think it's going to be almost 0%. This is a robot. And now it's going to be able to stop somebody from causing chaos. Never mind, 360 cameras. So that thing's just got full view of everything all around it. Facial recognition, and it follows you? Oh, Jesus Christ, man. We are in trouble. These things are going to be patrolling our streets one day. These things are going to be everywhere. I think it's really creepy. I think it's creepy, and I don't know if it's a good thing or not. Right now, they're rolling it out to be a good thing, right? They're rolling it out to be a good thing. Is it a good thing? I don't know. Are all cops good? No. So, could this go badly? There's definitely an opportunity for it, right? I guess we'll all just have to wait and find out. But at least Asia is doing it first, right? So if Asia's doing it first, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, everybody. Well, hopefully you found some time to get some stuff done around the house. Hopefully, like myself, you got to mow your lawn finally so that you can see your dog when you let him out. It is nice. It is nice. And I do want to just say thank you to all of my subscribers out there. You're what keeps me coming back week after week. If you're new to the podcast, remember to subscribe, okay? You want to tell your story or get an opportunity to be on the podcast, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. Send an audio, video, or type it out. The Linktree link is in the description below, where all links for this episode are also located so that you can take a look at some stuff and make your own decisions, right? You don't have to take my word for it. This is for entertainment purposes only. That's it, everybody. We're just having fun here. And I do hope everyone out there enjoys the rest of your Thursday. Enjoy your weekend. And as always, I will talk to you later.